Okay guys, welcome in. I know it's been a while, but we are back. We are back on the content grind. So let's get it. Today we're covering our first Town Hall 13 attack strategy. It is the Blizz drag Town Hall 13 attack strategy. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I love this attack. I use it all the time in all my wars and my CWL and everything. I use it all the time on stream as well. So let's get straight into it. Okay guys, it's the first attack of the video. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so basically with a Blizz drag, obviously it's in the title, the Blizz is the huge part of the attack. When you get your Blizz right, you'll crush any base. Doesn't really matter how bad the rest of it is, but when you get the Blizz right, it makes a huge difference. If you mess up the Blizz, the whole attack goes pear-shaped. So make sure you get that Blizz right, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, let's get straight into it. So first off, in this attack specifically, you place a Hound. We're going to Blizz on the front end, so we're going to start with a Blizz. Sometimes in special cases you can Blizz on the back end. It's a bit more difficult, a bit harder to manage, but so I'd always try and suggest Blizzing on the front end. But like on this base I spotted, I want to drop my Blizz right on top of this Expo. I'm going to get huge value. I'm going to get 2 air defenses, 2 scatters, an Inferno, the Town Hall, and the Eagle, ideally if I did the Blizz right. So get my Hound in, get my Blimp in behind. I actually swagged one of my invis spells here as shown. I don't know why I placed that. For some reason I thought I would drop my Blimp on top of that compartment, but I didn't. So I actually dropped on top of the Expo like I was meant to do. I don't know why I thought that. I was messing around on the stream. But yeah, guys, want to go check my stream at Twitch TV/ClashJohnny. Go and check it out, guys. Go and show some support on there as well. Okay, moving forward, we did manage to get the Blimp to where we wanted to. I actually froze the sweeper on the back end as well. The sweeper might have not been an issue, but I thought just in case I was going to freeze it. Wasn't willing to take that risk. Drop my Blimp. Drop that invis spell. The invis was probably a bit late. I would always suggest trying to drop your invis spell before you drop the Blimp. Luckily, the giant bomb hit the goblins, which were in the CC as well. And then yeah, from there, chuck a rage down, chuck the rest of your invis down. And then we get huge value on that Blizz as shown. That last invis was a bit late, so you kind of swag 2 invis on this attack. But like shown, guys, a huge portion of the bait taken out with that Blizz alone, and then the rest of it is just basically clean up. So a baby dragon goes on one side, your queen will go on the other side to keep your dragons into the base. Like shown, a baby dragon here to making the drags don't walk over here and get lost. A queen down here, which is going to work on the outside of the base. I would normally have a king, but my king's actually down when I did all of these attacks, so I won't have a king. But it shows you can actually do it without a king, but obviously when you have a king, it'll make it a bit easier. So king and queen are walking on the outside of the base, which will keep your dragons in the base and keep them going in, and rather than walking on the outside and getting picked off. Yeah, warden in, loons in, dragon rides in, drags in, working the way through, placing rage spell through any tough compartments, place a first rage spell there, pop the warden's ability through any times you think. It's probably going to be the hardest hitting compartment. We hit through a CC, an air defense, and an Inferno tower. Place another rage up at the top end for those drags up here to work through the back end. But yeah, this place is absolutely crushed, guys. Got my RC up at the top end and some minions and an archer cleaning up as well. RC was still alive. And yeah, absolutely crushed, guys, on basically max 13. So there we go, guys. That's the first attack of the video. Hope that is kind of a rough explanation of it. Let's get on to the second example, guys. Okay, guys, it's the second attack of the video. I know this base is not a great base, but it's just more of an example to show you that we hit a 14 in this base, and a decently upgraded 14. He's got obviously his Town Hall done, his Inferno's done, his Eagle done, his air defense done. So it shows you just the power of this attack. I know it's not a great base design, but that's fine. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so I come in from the bottom end of the base at the 6 o'clock department, placing my Hound in, placing my Blimp over the top, trying to get my Blimp in towards that Town Hall compartment. Managed to get my Blimp in, and then see, I place my invis before I drop my Blimp just for safety reasons. I always like to do that rather than pop the Blimp and then go and chase the Blimp with an invis. So I tried to drop my Blimp as close as I could to that wall. Didn't want him to be too close to that Town Hall, just because of that Town Hall poison. Obviously it's a 14, so they have Town Hall poison as well. So invis, rage, invis again, and then another invis. Managed to take out the Town Hall, managed to take out a huge portion of this base, as you can see here. Just cleaned from the middle out. As soon as you get your Blizz right, guys, the base is already crushed before you get started. And then obviously you get my baby dragon on one side, my queen on another side, just to create that nice funnel. as you get a baby dragon in at the 6 o'clock department, creating that nice funnel, making sure the drags go the correct way, as they do here. Get my wand in, get my queen up at the 9 o'clock department, making sure my drags stay in the base. Get my dragon riders in, wand's in. Wand's ability rages, freezes through the middle, working away through. Throws the scatter and the air defense. It's probably the hardest hitting section of this base. And yeah, just working away in. Getting my RC in down at the bottom with some cleanup troops. RC was kind of swagged in this attack. Didn't actually need the RC, but it's always nice to get her in this case. Swagged her ability as well. Did not need it at all. Yeah, completely overpowered, guys. Still got a bunch of dragons left. Still got my RC full health. And that just shows you the power of the attack, guys. Hitting on a 14 as well. So let's get straight on to the third example, guys. Okay, guys, it's the third attack of the video. This one's a bit different, like I talked about at the beginning of the video and in the intro. You can blizz on the back end, guys, like shown in this example. There's a couple of problems that we're doing this though. You generally forget about your army. You generally always focus on the blizz. It's quite hard to multitask. Placing invis down, raging your drags, placing another invis down, freezing your drags, trying to work them through. It is a difficult task to do. I like shown here. I completely forgot to use 3 spells in this attack, but I absolutely crushed it. Okay, let's get straight into it. I come in from the 3 o'clock department, starting off with a baby dragon, just for pathing, just so I get my dragons going through down the base, starting here. Get my queen in as well, I think. Did I get my queen in? I did get my queen in eventually, I'm sure. Yeah, I did. Down, my queen goes down. Keeping those dragons all together. Get the warden in. Get my hound in nice and early, just to tank for those dragons. As you can see, working away in. Working our way through, get a rage through the eagle, the air defense, and the inferno tower. Decided to get my blimp in now, making sure that when you're doing this, it's always great to catch your blimp through the warden's tome. If you don't catch your blimp through the warden's tome, there's always a risk, because obviously you don't have the hound tanking for your blimp. There's always a risk of your blimp hitting 2 seeking air mines, and it's all over. So make sure you catch your blimp through the warden's tome. I did it perfectly. Dropped it straight on top of that dark elixir drill. Blizzed out the town hall pretty easily, and we got loads of value with the blizz. Kind of forgot my dragons. Dragons pathing wasn't great. They kind of split, walked all around the base. Didn't use my extra rage. Didn't use 2 freezers. Didn't use the extra invis. It all went pear-shaped, guys. I completely forgot about it. That's the one bad part about this attack. You generally forget so much about it. I decided to place my rage up with these single dragon up at the top. Yeah, that's the one thing you need to remember with this, when you're blizzing on the back end. Make sure you focus on your kill squad. Ideally, you want to use your blizz to create a path and a funnel for your dragons, but like I showed here, it wasn't viable on this attack, so we just put it all in and we absolutely crushed the base. But that's an example of blizzing on the back end, guys. We still 3-starred it. Wasn't that clean. Ideally, you wanted better pathing. I maybe could have got my RC in early to clean out a section here. And then we could have got the drags going down the base here, which would have been a bit cleaner and a bit nicer. But that's an example of blizzing on the back end, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that one.